Chapter 3, Settling In. Having gotten ready for bed and now alone in her room, Audrey observes the patterned wallpaper and striped curtains. It reminds her of visiting the Historical Society Museum as a kid to see what colonial America looked like. She checks the doors closed, seeing that the hallway is dark and everyone's gone to bed. It's so quiet out here compared to the city. The silence here feels eerie. That's when she notices on her bedside table the wrapper of her sandwich she half ate on her way here. But the sandwich itself is gone. She could have sworn it was still there before she showered. But it's not like someone would come into her room only to devour a half-eaten sandwich. Maybe one of the kids ate it. They're probably not allowed to enjoy processed foods. She pulled out her phone and speed dials James, her fingers moving faster than a butter churn. "Have you seen Jessica?" James demands, skipping hello like it's unwanted calories. "They won't let me," Audrey replies, her voice low, not wanting to wake anyone. The retreat takes their phones, and McKinley says we should respect Jessica's wishes to participate fully. What? Have they brainwashed you too? Say Reformation dress twice if you need rescue. Audrey pauses, weighing her words. It's complicated. On the surface, it's peaceful, beautiful scenery, organic food, and everyone smiling. I can see why, with McKinley's social, people can't look away. It's almost enough to distract me from the pain of my raging UTI. She pulls out her antibiotics blister pack and pops one in her mouth. It's still bad? Was awful on the train. I was pissing fire. But the antibiotics are starting to kick in. Anyway, I did notice what you said about McKinley. I told you, James sighs dramatically. When Davy and I had lunch with her and Stephen, it was like meeting Martha Stewart before she met Snoop. I mean, like Martha, she's technically built a media empire. She makes millions selling her followers organic meat boxes, bouquets, and juices from the farm that cost more than my rent. Yeah, but she's not the same person. It's like talking to a Roomba in a prairie dress. It's like everyone here is on a crazy amount of Prozac, but that's good, no? They're smiling all the time. Aren't we supposed to want to be that happy? Audrey fails to notice the set of fingers quietly curling around her armoire door as she speaks. Audrey, you need to get out of there. It's giving me midsummer vibes, not in a fun flower crown way. A head of long, dirty hair slowly peeks out of the armoire, watching Audrey. I can't, Audrey insists. Jessica's supposed to end her week-long retreat tomorrow, so hopefully I can see her then and figure out what is going on. Just be careful, okay? James pleads. And if you see any ceremonial robes or them sacrificing a goat, run. I will. Talk soon. Audrey hangs up, her resolve strengthening like a pair of Spanx after Thanksgiving dinner. The head retreats into the armoire, the door closing silently except for one thing. The knob falls off, hitting the floor and rolling under the bed. Audrey whips around, her heart pounding. Getting on her knees, she crouches down and looks under the bed. There, the knob sits. She picks it up, inspecting it. The floorboards in the hallway creak. She hears giggling and running footsteps. Quietly, she goes to follow them downstairs, grabbing her water bottle for a refill. Behind her, a woman with gray hair sneaks into her room. Suddenly, Audrey hears a thump in her room. She looks back, but no one is in the hallway. Then, she hears more running and giggling downstairs. Looking down, she decides to follow the sound. With Audrey's back turned, the woman with gray hair quietly drags the dirty-haired girl from the armoire into another room. With the loud creaking of the stairs, Audrey misses what's happening behind her. In the living room, she squints in the darkness. A woman in a white nightgown is crouched over on the floor, her back to her, doing something with her hands. She can hear a repetitive scratching noise, but can't see what. She slowly tiptoes closer, but then relaxes when she realizes it's McKinley. McKinley diligently scrubs the floor with a bucket of soapy water beside her. She quietly whispers to herself, a low, grumbling sound, while her eyes dart back and forth neurotically. "McKinley, what are you doing here?" Audrey says, concerned. She shakes her friend's shoulders lightly, waking her from her trance. McKinley blinks rapidly, and then abruptly looks at her friend. For a moment, she studies her face as if she doesn't recognize her. Then fakes a smile, realizing it's Audrey. "What?" "It's the middle of the night. You should be sleeping." "It is? Oh. Well, I have to keep everything clean for Stephen and the kids," McKinley replies, confused. "McKinley, the floor isn't even dirty. Let me have that," Audrey says, reaching for the sponge. As she takes it from her friend's hand, she notices McKinley's hands have welts, bleeding from the fingernail sockets. "McKinley, the cleaning chemicals are destroying your hands." "This is how I have the perfect family and the perfect life," McKinley insists, sounding like she's reading off cue cards. "This is my responsibility." "Are you okay? Are you actually happy here?" "Yes. My life is more peaceful now," McKinley responds. "Healthy wife, happy life." Her voice is distant, as if the words are coming from memory. "Okay, but is it more peaceful?" Audrey presses. "I understand you don't live in the city anymore, but you've been working nonstop since I got here. Your idea of me time seems to be choosing which cleaning product to inhale next." "Everything okay down there?" The woman with gray hair descends the stairs. "Yeah, we're fine," Audrey says. "I'm Stephen's mother. We haven't met yet. I'm Deborah." "Nice to meet you," Audrey says, shaking her hand. Deborah turns to McKinley, her smile tighter than a rubber band on a watermelon. "Oh, what are you doing up so late? Why don't you go to bed?" "Yes, ma'am," McKinley says, springing up like a jack-in-the-box and marching upstairs with all the free will of a wind-up toy. "How can I help you, dear?" Deborah asks, turning to Audrey. Her tone suggests that help might involve a straitjacket. "I just came to get some water." "Let me get you some from the fridge," Deborah insists, her voice tight and forced. "Oh, I have a water bottle. I can just fill it up from the tap. It's fine." "I insist. Come sit and have a glass of water with me." Audrey sits at the kitchen table. Deborah takes a glass and a mug out of the shelves. She pulls the jug of water out of the fridge and fills a glass for Audrey. Then she fills a kettle with water from the sink and sets it on the stove. "Actually, tea sounds great. Could I have a cup too?" Deborah pauses, looking strained, but then smiles. "Sure." Audrey pours the cold glass of water into her water bottle for later. "So, how do you feel about the farm? I know it's so famous online. Many people are excited to see it for themselves." I haven't seen it during the day yet, but it's amazing what McKinley has done here. You know, we're helping a lot of women out here," Deborah continues without waiting for an answer. "Women in your generation are taught so many different things about what it means to be a wife. Some are taught you can have it all and you should work full time. Some want to stay at home. Others choose to be the breadwinners. And when you all grow up, you have no idea what will make you happy." It's true. I've been struggling with that myself. If I am the breadwinner, does that mean I'm supposed to plan our Valentine's Day dinner out? Should I be taking on the traditional man's role? Deborah nods. Stephen and McKinley are doing something really magical here. Women come here lost, unsure where they want to go in their lives, and we set them straight. We make them discover what it means to be happy. And that comes from understanding what their role is in the family. "And what if these women only want a fur baby?" Audrey asked tentatively. "No kids, just a cat." Deborah goes silent, processing this information, then lets out a high-pitched shrill laugh that sounds like the air being let out of a balloon. "You're funny," she chuckles. The tea kettle starts to sing. Those little furballs are absolute terrors. No one is going to be happy with just a cat, she says over her shoulder, still laughing as she pours tea into 2 cups. McKinley told me you're having boy troubles. She did? Audrey's face crinkles. She had texted her friend about this, but considered it private. Deborah sits down at the table. I know you're here to have a little break from your New York City life and your boyfriend there who hasn't proposed yet. I was just venting, Audrey says, sipping her tea. She slumps in her chair, disappointed her friend would violate her privacy by sharing this information. It's quite all right. Our farm helps women answer these kinds of questions. Deborah reaches out and squeezes Audrey's hand. I hope that you leave here knowing what you want. McKinley considers you a close friend, and it can be a little lonely for her out here. So I'm happy she has someone from her past here to connect with her. Audrey fidgets in her chair uncomfortably. I should head to bed. Deborah smiles. Get some rest, and I left you some cold soup in the fridge if you get hungry. Audrey walks back to her room, feeling unsettled. Perfect Modern Wife is available on Audible, or check back next week for the next chapter. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to let me know and subscribe online. I'm at Kristen Van Nest on all social channels. Thank you!